Hello family, we're going to get started today. So what's happening here is we have smoked turkey necks and it's 3 packs. So they're pretty meaty and it's 3 to a pack. So that's nice. So it's going to be smoked turkey necks. It's going to be Honey Gold bite-sized potatoes. It's going to be cabbage and cornbread. So what happens with this is they're smoked. The meat gets rinsed off really well, and then it's going to go into the slow cooker. Now I should say that you can put it in a pot, and you can steam it, and it only takes, well, really it depends on how long you want to cook it. I mean, it can be done in 2 hours, on medium, and you're steaming it. So that's that. Some basil is added to the smoked neck bones, a little paprika, some soul food seasoning, and any brand, black pepper, turmeric, about this much water. You don't need much water at all, especially if you're steaming. If you steam it and you got your little some call it a graduate, whatever you want to call it, in the pot, then the water is going to be below that, and the meat is just sitting on top. The same thing with the cabbage. The cabbage is steamed. Then the potatoes. The potatoes are steamed also. A little salt added to the cabbage here. Couple of dashes of sea salt, 2 to 3. Sprinkle it with a little soul food seasoning, and that works out well for that. Then with the cornbread, what's going to happen is some like Jiffy Mix, some don't. What I do when I use the Jiffy Mix is I mix 1 box to about a half a cup of yellow cornmeal. I add an egg. I don't use milk the majority of the time. I like to use water. And then stir it, And I usually get my cast iron skillet, and I put some butter in there. I don't use Pam for that. I use butter, about a tablespoon of butter, and I let it melt. You can do it on top of the stove, or you can stick it in the oven if you have the oven preheating. So that can be done, and then you're mixing your cornbread. What I do is I take that out and I pour the butter over in the mixture, and like I say, that's after I have the Jiffy Mix, the yellow cornmeal, the water, and the egg, and I've stirred it for a while, and then I'll pour that butter over in there and I'll stir it again. And then what I do is I pour it over into the skillet, and I put it in the oven, 375 to 400 degrees for about 25 to 35 minutes. It depends on how brown you want your bread. Okay, so then that can come out, and then you steam your cabbage to your liking. If you like it a little crunchy, then you're checking it, to see how it is. If you like it softer, then you go a little longer with that. Same thing with the potatoes. So family, what happened is I pre-cooked everything because I didn't want to take an intermission today. That's the timer for the cornbread. Let me check it. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Look at that, family. Isn't that beautiful? What I ended up doing is I ended up putting about a tablespoon of butter on top. So looking cool. And let's get back with this. So as I said, I didn't want to take an intermission today because you know I'm good at getting it together, starting it out. If it means that you have to leave something for 40 minutes or more, I'm not going to hold you like that. You know, I'll cut it off and then I'll come back to it, you know, and so we'll have part 1, part 2 if we have to. But with this, we're not going to do that today. So here we go, family. Those are the smoked turkey necks. I put them in the slow cooker, the crock pot. And I started them out on high. And then I let them cook. You know, you can check them periodically. If you want to cook them for 2 hours, that's fine. If you want to cook them for 3 hours, but then you got to turn that down because it's going to start bubbling some, and I don't care for that. Okay, here are the potatoes. I did the same thing. I steamed the potatoes. So 20 minutes. And with that being said, give me a fork here. They're nice and done. So let's get with cabbage. It's still in the pot. There we go. But it's done, so we're going to do this. Here we go. It's your cabbage. Now sprinkle some soul food seasoning in this. And you can see the steam. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I mean. If you have a pot like this, just put a little water in the bottom, you know, and potatoes, 20 minutes, cabbage to your liking, steam it, but the water is going to be below that. And the same thing with the turkey. If you, the turkey necks, I should say, if you want to cook those for, say, 2 hours and 45 minutes, because I have done that before, cooking just 3 in this pot, 3 necks, and 2 hours and 45 minutes, and you get, you know, very tender, very tender. So, as I always say, here we go. Let me show you. You see that? Can you see it? See? Isn't that beautiful? And it's good too. I can tell you that. It's good. The onions are for garnish. You know, some like onions, some don't. So, like I said, I started it. You know, and I wanted you to see this beautiful meal. Back here like this. Here your cabbage. And then here's your amazing cornbread family. Beautiful. Here we go. That can sit there. So, with that being said, as always, you know what it's about to be. I love you. I love you. I love you, family. And I always, always want you to remember you have to love yourself. Love yourself, family. Always love yourself first. You know, and that's behind, if you believe in a higher power, me, that's first and then me. because without you elevating yourself or holding yourself to a higher standard, it's not much that, in my opinion, this is the way I look at it for myself, I can't do much for anyone else. So I must love myself. You must love yourself, family, because I love you. And I will get back with you again soon. But I wanted to do this, you know, especially for you. Have a wonderful day. Until we meet again, and we shall. Bye.